Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Phil, and this is Fooding with Phil. So, who's in the mood for breakfast today? What I've got for you is what I call my bangin' breakfast sandwich. I've got an everything bagel, a couple slices of ham, my personal favorite, some pepper jack cheese, 2 eggs, a little bit of butter. Now let's get to some cooking. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the pan turned on. A good medium heat. We're going to let that warm up a bit. While we give the pan a couple of minutes to warm up, I'm going to go ahead and get the bagel started. I'm going to get that tossed in the toaster and let that do its thing while the pan goes. Now, you do want to make sure your pan is nice and hot. It's going to be a minute or two, but in the meantime, a good tip in order to check the heat of your pan, maybe get your fingertips wet, just a little bit of water, sprinkle it into the pan. I'll demonstrate that in a minute. Okay, we're back. Our pan is warmed up. We got a little bit of water here so we can do the heat test. As you see, once you splash the water in, the water's heat sizzles, evaporates immediately. That means we're good to go. So next what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take about a tablespoon-ish or so of butter. And we're going to get that in there and get that melted down real good. Now while that butter is melting, go ahead and grab our bagel that went ahead and popped while we were heating the pan. Let's get this water out of the way here. Again, as the pan's going, we don't want to burn the butter, but we definitely want it to get melted. So we're going to move over here while that's melting, and we're going to go ahead and get our bagel prepared. A little bit of butter. And a nice crispy bagel, nice and warm, fresh from the toaster. All right, set that down. Now we're going to grab our eggs, go back to our pan. Get that butter mixed. Bring it down into the end. Dump your eggs. Now we got our eggs in the pan. Let's grab our seasoning. Again, this is a salt, pepper, and garlic powder mix, roughly about equal parts. But season as you desire. I'm going to sprinkle those on there. Give that just a little shake there. Get those eggs going. Let's pop those yolks. Get these eggs fried. Alright, let those eggs cook up for a minute. While these are starting to cook up, I'm going to bring over our other ingredients. Again, we got our fresh sliced ham, and we've got a couple slices of pepper jack cheese. I like me a little bite with my sandwich. Get this going nice and good. Kind of want to pop it around. Get the air flowing so you can get a good cook on that. This sandwich here, like I said, this is my go-to in the morning. I'm on my way out. It tends to end up being what I call a pocket sandwich. I end up wrapping it up in some tin foil. I'll throw it into my pocket, and I enjoy this with my cup of coffee on my ride to work. Now, before we flip the eggs, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our ham. We're going to lay that right on top of there just like that. A little bit more salt and pepper. Oh yeah, listen to that sizzle. Now, we want to get this flipped just like so. I see we splashed a little bit. Let's just wipe that up. Now, I like to keep things well seasoned, so I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit more on the backside here. We're going to take one of our slices of pepper jack cheese, and we're going to lay it here, and we're going to put the lid on there and let that melt for a second. All right, there we go. The cheese is starting to give us a melt. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to flip this right in half. Uh-oh, excuse my fingers. There we go. And look at how that ham cooks up. Everything's melting together, looking really nice. You got the nice brown edges going on that ham. Got just a little bit of yolk still running in there. So we're gonna put the lid back on and we're gonna give that another minute. Now, another thing you can do in order to help with this melting, rush us along a little bit, and I would say to do this cautiously, because you do have hot grease in there, you don't want it to splash. But you can take a little bit of water, pour it right around, get a little extra sizzle. Now we're gonna take our last piece of cheese, set it over the top, and we're gonna let that melt nicely. Oh, look at the melt we are getting on that sandwich. Look at how that cheese is starting to look. So now that we got the look that we're going for, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn the heat off here. And I'm gonna remove that lid. I mean, look at that. That is just amazing looking. Now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna bring this pan over here, grab our spatula, and look at this. Lay that right there on that bagel. We're gonna close this up. I mean, look at this. Now let's give this a nice cut. Look at this sandwich. I mean, if this doesn't hit the spot in the morning with your hot cup of coffee or your nice cold glass of juice, then you just don't know what you are missing. Oh, look at it's sliding apart. So good. Hot, cheesy, stringy, delicious. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here today, trying to enjoy that, please like, share, and join me next time. Thank you again for joining me on Fooding with Phil.